Imagine this: you're navigating life like a resilient ship crossing an unpredictable sea. Every wave represents challenges, and every port symbolizes relationships, some safe, others stormy. Respect, much like calm waters, is essential for your ship to stay steady and your journey to remain purposeful. But what happens when disrespect strikes like an unseen storm, eroding trust, harmony, and your sense of self-worth? In a world where misunderstandings, egos, and unkind words are ever present, disrespect can quietly seep into our lives. Yet there's a way to fortify yourself, a method as timeless as the oceans themselves. The ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers a treasure trove of wisdom, practical tools, and actionable strategies to transform how you respond to disrespect, build unshakable self-respect, and foster meaningful relationships. This video will unveil 12 Stoic lessons that teach you how to master self-respect, compassion, emotional control, and purposeful action. Whether it's in your personal life, workplace, or social circles, these lessons will empower you to stand tall, weather the storms of disrespect, and emerge stronger. Stay with us, and let's embark on this transformative journey toward lasting respect, guided by the timeless teachings of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. 1. Self-respect. Imagine Sarah, a young professional who starts her career eager to please everyone. She accepts every request, agrees to unreasonable deadlines, and never speaks up when treated unfairly. At first, her colleagues praise her as a team player, but over time they begin to take her for granted, piling extra tasks onto her plate. Sarah feels exhausted, invisible, and deeply disrespected. One day she asks herself, "Why do people treat me this way?" The answer is simple but profound. Sarah has neglected the foundation of all respect, self-respect. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Meditations, Book 10. Self-respect means valuing yourself enough to establish boundaries, uphold your principles, and refuse to compromise on what matters most to you. Without self-respect, you unintentionally teach others that your time, energy, and values are negotiable. This is why Sarah's colleagues stopped respecting her. They saw her willingness to sacrifice her needs as a signal that her priorities didn't matter. Building self-respect starts with identifying your values. Ask yourself, what principles are non-negotiable in my life? For Sarah, fairness and balance became her guiding values. Next, set boundaries that protect those values. For instance, when Sarah's manager asked her to take on yet another project, she replied, "I'd love to help, but my current workload is already at capacity. Can we discuss how to redistribute tasks?" By standing firm, she not only protected her energy, but also demonstrated her self-worth. Self-respect also requires accountability. Commit to small, consistent actions that align with your values. For example, if health is a priority, block out time for exercise and refuse to let work interfere. If honesty is important, practice speaking your truth even when it's uncomfortable. As Epictetus advises, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Discourses, Book 2. These daily acts of self-discipline strengthen your sense of self and project confidence to those around you. Finally, cultivate self-awareness through reflection. At the end of each day, ask yourself, did I honor my principles today? Did I uphold my boundaries? Journaling these thoughts can provide clarity and help you identify areas for growth. When you prioritize self-respect, something remarkable happens. Others begin to mirror your behavior. Sarah noticed her colleagues treating her with newfound consideration, respecting her time and input. Self-respect is contagious. It sets a standard for how you deserve to be treated and inspires others to rise to that standard. Remember, the first step to earning respect from others is giving it to yourself. In short, self-respect is about knowing your values, setting boundaries, and holding yourself accountable. When you respect yourself, others will naturally follow. When you establish self-respect, you set the foundation for every other relationship in your life. But how do you foster mutual respect and understanding? That's where compassion comes in. 2. Compassion. Picture Michael, a seasoned manager who is exasperated with one of his team members, Anna, for consistently missing deadlines. Frustration builds as he prepares to confront her, ready to deliver a lecture on professionalism. But just before he speaks, a thought crosses his mind. What if something deeper is going on? Instead of reacting in anger, Michael takes a moment to ask Anna about her struggles. She reveals that personal challenges, caring for a sick parent, have overwhelmed her. By choosing compassion over criticism, Michael not only salvages the relationship, but also earns Anna's trust and respect. Marcus Aurelius offers this insight. Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize? Meditations, Book 10. Compassion, according to Stoic philosophy, isn't merely pity. It's the strength to see past surface behaviors and empathize with the challenges others face. It's a deliberate choice to seek understanding before judgment, even when anger or frustration feels justified. Cultivating compassion begins with empathy for yourself. Reflect on your own mistakes, vulnerabilities, and growth. Recognize that just as you face difficulties and imperfections, so too have others. This mindset fosters humility and patience. For example, Michael, recalling his own struggles with work-life balance, could better relate to Anna's situation. Such reflection is the foundation of genuine empathy. Next, practice active listening. When conflicts arise, instead of assuming intentions, ask open-ended questions like, "Can you help me understand what's happening?" Or, "What can we do to address this together?" Listening without interrupting shows respect for the other person's perspective and creates an opportunity for constructive dialogue. Compassionate communication often leads to solutions that anger or judgment never could. Additionally, small acts of kindness build an environment of respect and goodwill. Consider offering help, even when it's not expected, or simply acknowledging someone's efforts. For instance, Michael's decision to reassign some of Anna's workload not only eased her stress, but demonstrated that he valued her contributions. Compassion is transformative, not just for others, but for yourself. Seneca reminds us, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." Letters to Lucilius. By practicing compassion, you reduce unnecessary conflict, strengthen relationships, and create a ripple effect of mutual respect. Michael's story illustrates a simple truth. When you lead with compassion, you inspire others to do the same. By seeing the humanity in others, even in challenging moments, you elevate your interactions and foster deeper, more meaningful connections. Compassion isn't a sign of weakness, it's the strength to understand. Those were just the first 2 lessons to help you build confidence and earn respect from yourself and those around you. But this is only the beginning. There are still 10 profound and valuable lessons waiting for you to discover, each one designed to take you closer to becoming the best version of yourself. Stay tuned, because what's coming next could transform the way you see life and the relationships that matter most. Compassion helps you connect with others, but what about handling conflicts gracefully? That's where measured speech becomes vital. 3. Measured speech. Imagine yourself in 2 scenarios, In the first, you're at work, and a colleague has made a mistake that delays your project. Frustration bubbles up, and your initial instinct is to snap, "Can't you just get this right for once?" But before you speak, you pause, take a breath, and choose instead to say, "I know things have been hectic lately. Let's go over this together to avoid future issues." The response is constructive and preserves mutual respect. Now picture a second scenario. You're at home, and your teenage son accidentally breaks a cherished family item. Your anger rises, but instead of shouting, you gently say, "I'm upset because this meant a lot to me. Can we work together to clean it up and talk about being more careful next time?" Both situations reveal the power of measured speech to de-escalate tension and build stronger connections. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Better to trip with the feet than with the tongue." Meditations, Book 4. This timeless insight reminds us that thoughtless words can cause wounds that take much longer to heal than physical ones. Measured speech is the Stoic practice of speaking with intention, balancing truth with kindness, and knowing when silence might be the wisest choice. The foundation of measured speech is self-awareness. Emotions like anger or frustration often fuel our impulsive reactions. Pausing before speaking gives us the space to choose words that align with our values. For example, when dealing with a partner in a heated argument, pausing for even a few seconds can turn "you never listen to me" into "I feel unheard. Can we talk about this when we're both calmer?" This shift not only avoids unnecessary escalation, but also invites understanding. Next is the practice of clarity and kindness. Truthful communication doesn't mean bluntness or cruelty. As Seneca advises, kind words open doors, harsh ones close them. Letters to Lucilius, Letter 47. Choosing language that respects the other person's dignity fosters trust. Imagine a couple where one partner is habitually late for plans. Instead of accusing, saying, "I feel hurt when I'm waiting. Can we work together to be on time?" Opens the door for improvement without resentment. Finally, embrace the power of silence. Not every situation requires an immediate response. Sometimes the greatest respect we can show is simply to listen. In family settings, this could mean allowing a child to explain their mistake fully before offering guidance. In love, silence can provide the space for understanding to grow. Measured speech isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Whether at work, in love, or at home, choosing your words thoughtfully can transform conflicts into opportunities for connection. Remember, your words have the power to harm or to heal. Use them wisely. Measured speech allows us to navigate difficult conversations with grace and intention. But how do we stay calm and focused in the heat of the moment? That's where mindfulness comes in. 4. Mindfulness. Picture Emma, a working mother managing a chaotic household. One evening, while helping her son with homework, her phone buzzes with a work email. Instinctively, she picks it up, quickly replying as her son repeats his question, seeking her attention. Frustrated, he mutters, "You're not even listening." Emma feels a pang of guilt, but brushes it aside, thinking, "I'm just multitasking." Later, as she reflects, she realizes she's physically present but emotionally absent, a pattern she desperately wants to break. Mindfulness, a cornerstone of Stoic wisdom, offers a way to reclaim focus and bring intentionality to every moment. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Meditations. Mindfulness begins with self-awareness. Emma's first step is noticing when distractions, like her phone, pull her away from what matters most. By choosing to dedicate 20 uninterrupted minutes to her son, setting aside her devices, she not only helps with his homework, but also rebuilds trust and connection. The practice of mindfulness extends beyond family life. At work, it's about focusing on one task at a time, resisting the urge to check emails during meetings or juggle multiple projects at once. In relationships, it's about fully listening when a partner or friend speaks, without planning your response or letting your thoughts drift elsewhere. Such simple acts of presence show others that you value and respect their time and words. Mindfulness also means letting go of what you can't control. Life throws curveballs, a delayed flight, an unexpected argument, or a missed deadline. Instead of spiraling into frustration, Stoicism teaches us to ask, what can I control right now? Emma applies this principle by addressing one task at a time during a stressful workday, rather than being overwhelmed by the big picture. To deepen mindfulness, reflection is key. Each evening, take 5 minutes to ask yourself, did I fully engage with the moments that mattered today? Where did I let distractions take over? How can I do better tomorrow? Journaling or meditation can make these reflections more effective, helping you cultivate a habit of living intentionally. By practicing mindfulness, Emma transforms her daily interactions. She becomes more present with her son, calmer at work, and more patient in her relationships. Mindfulness isn't just about reducing stress, it's about living a life of clarity, purpose, and respect for the present moment. When you master this, you create stronger bonds and unlock a profound sense of inner peace. Mindfulness helps us stay grounded and present, but life often challenges us with pain and disappointment. How do we move forward without carrying the weight of resentment? The answer lies in forgiveness. 5. Forgiveness. Imagine a married couple, John and Lisa, after a heated argument. John said things he regrets, words that stung deeply. Lisa, hurt and resentful, replays his comments in her mind, her frustration growing with each memory. The silence between them becomes a chasm, threatening to erode their relationship. Forgiveness, as the Stoics teach, is not about excusing harm or forgetting. It's about releasing the emotional burden that keeps us tied to the past. Marcus Aurelius offers timeless wisdom. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Meditations. For Lisa, forgiveness begins with empathy. Reflecting on moments she's unintentionally hurt others, she recognizes that even good people make mistakes. John, meanwhile, acknowledges his fault, apologizing sincerely and expressing his commitment to do better. This mutual understanding opens the door for reconciliation. Forgiveness also requires shifting focus from blame to growth. Instead of dwelling on what was said, Lisa chooses to approach John calmly, expressing how his words made her feel and what she needs to heal. This act of communication turns the conflict into an opportunity for deeper connection. Forgiveness doesn't erase the past. It reframes it as a lesson for the future. Practical steps can make forgiveness more accessible. Journaling can help you process emotions, identifying what's holding you back from letting go. Meditation offers clarity, helping you release anger and find inner peace. For John, small actions, like checking in on Lisa's feelings and following through on his promises, help rebuild trust over time. Forgiveness extends beyond romantic relationships. In friendships, it's understanding that mistakes don't define someone's worth. At work, it's choosing to let go of grudges when a colleague misses a deadline or makes a mistake. As Seneca notes, it is the power of the mind to be unconquerable. Letters to Lucilius. Forgiveness is not about weakness. It's about the strength to move forward without being weighed down. For John and Lisa, forgiveness transforms their relationship. They learn to navigate conflicts with greater compassion, building a bond that's stronger than before. Whether in love, friendships, or work, forgiveness restores peace, deepens trust, and brings clarity to what truly matters. Choosing to forgive doesn't just heal relationships, it frees your soul from the chains of resentment, allowing you to grow stronger and wiser. Forgiveness frees us from the emotional burdens of the past, but to truly respect ourselves and others, we must also let go of unhealthy attachments. Let's explore the power of detachment. 6. Detachment. Imagine Sarah, a young woman who values her friendships deeply. When her best friend Laura forgets her birthday, Sarah feels slighted and begins to question their bond. She thinks, if she really respected me, she wouldn't have forgotten something so important. But instead of addressing her feelings openly, Sarah clings to resentment, allowing her disappointment to fester. The more she dwells on this perceived slight, the more her behavior toward Laura changes, cold remarks, subtle jabs, straining the friendship further. Detachment, a key Stoic principle, teaches us to let go of unrealistic expectations that often lead to disappointment and conflict. Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, "When you are distressed by an external thing, it is not the thing itself that troubles you, but your judgment about it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Meditations. In the context of relationships, detachment doesn't mean indifference. Instead, it means freeing yourself from the need for constant validation or control over how others behave. This creates space for understanding and mutual respect. When Sarah reflects, she realizes her resentment stems from her own unmet expectations, not Laura's intent. Detachment allows her to step back and see the situation clearly. Laura forgetting her birthday wasn't a sign of disrespect. It was an oversight, likely due to personal stress. By releasing her need for validation and choosing empathy instead, Sarah maintains her self-respect and strengthens the bond with her friend. Detachment also plays a vital role in earning respect from others. Imagine Tom, a manager who constantly seeks approval from his team by taking on every task himself. His over-attachment to being liked leads to burnout and inefficiency, causing his team to lose confidence in his leadership. When Tom learns to detach from the need to please everyone, he begins delegating tasks effectively and prioritizing his well-being. This shift earns him the respect of his team, who now see him as a decisive and self-assured leader. Practicing detachment starts with self-awareness. Ask yourself, am I clinging to an expectation or outcome that's beyond my control? If the answer is yes, pause and reframe your perspective. Focus on your efforts, not how others respond to them. In relationships, detachment means communicating openly without demanding specific reactions. For instance, instead of resenting Laura, Sarah could express her feelings honestly. "I felt hurt when my birthday was forgotten, but I know you didn't mean to upset me." By letting go of attachments to validation, Sarah preserves her friendship with Laura, and Tom regains the respect of his team. Detachment isn't about withdrawing from relationships. It's about engaging with them from a place of strength and clarity. When you let go of unnecessary expectations, you not only find inner peace, but also inspire genuine respect from those around you. Detachment teaches us to let go of expectations, but this doesn't mean we dismiss others. To truly earn respect, we must cultivate humility and recognize the value in every person. 7. Humility. Imagine James, a successful entrepreneur who prides himself on his achievements. During a team meeting, a junior employee suggests an idea that James quickly dismisses, believing his own experience outweighs their input. The team member, feeling undervalued, withdraws from contributing further, and James's confidence starts to be seen as arrogance. What James doesn't realize is that humility, not pride, is what truly earns respect. Humility in Stoicism isn't about thinking less of yourself. It's about understanding your limits and valuing the contributions of others. Seneca reminds us, "It is the power of a great mind to act with modesty and humility, no matter how high the position." Letters to Lucilius. True humility reflects inner strength and self-awareness. It communicates that you respect yourself enough not to overestimate your abilities and that you respect others enough to value their perspectives. James's turning point comes when he reflects on his behavior and seeks feedback from his colleagues. He realizes his dismissiveness silences valuable voices and damages team morale. In the next meeting, he listens attentively, even asking the junior employee to expand on their idea. This simple act of humility shifts the dynamic, inspiring trust and respect from his team. They no longer see James as someone unreachable, but as a leader who values their input. Humility is equally transformative in personal relationships. Consider Maria, who often felt the need to win every argument with her partner, David. Over time, this created tension, as David felt unheard and undervalued. One evening, Maria chooses a different approach. Instead of defending her position, she listens carefully to David's concerns and admits where she might have been wrong. This moment of humility diffuses the tension, leading to a more open and respectful dialogue. To cultivate humility, start by reflecting on your limitations. Ask yourself, where might I be overestimating my abilities? Am I truly open to learning from others? Acknowledge that everyone, regardless of status or experience, has something valuable to teach you. Next, practice active listening. Focus on understanding rather than responding. In conversations, let go of the need to be right and instead prioritize finding common ground. Finally, engage in acts of service without expecting recognition. Helping a colleague, mentoring a junior, or simply supporting a friend builds bonds based on mutual respect. Humility commands respect because it shows you value others as much as yourself. When James listened to his team, he transformed from a leader who demanded respect to one who earned it. Maria's humility strengthened her relationship with David, fostering deeper understanding and love. Whether in work, love, or friendships, humility isn't weakness, it's the quiet strength that creates lasting respect and trust. Humility allows us to connect deeply with others, but relationships also thrive on positivity and gratitude. Let's discover how gratitude transforms respect into genuine connection. 8. Letting go. Letting go is one of the most profound tools for earning respect, not just from others, but also from yourself. It's a lesson that requires inner strength, humility, and clarity of purpose. Far from being a passive act, letting go empowers you to relinquish unnecessary emotional baggage and embrace what truly matters. As Epictetus reminds us, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Discourses. By letting go of attachments to expectations, grudges, and the need for validation, you create the foundation for inner peace and mutual respect. Imagine Lily, a dedicated teacher deeply invested in her students' success. One semester, a promising student, Sam, unexpectedly fails to meet academic expectations, causing Lily to feel disappointment and self-doubt. Her initial reaction is to hold on to the frustration, replaying the situation in her mind and questioning her teaching methods. However, upon reflection, Lily asks herself, "Is this situation something I can control?" She realizes she cannot change Sam's choices, but can focus on offering support and guidance moving forward. By letting go of her need for control over the outcome, Lily not only regains her confidence, but also earns Sam's respect for her unwavering encouragement. Letting go also applies to relationships outside of work. Take Robert, a father struggling with his teenage son Jason, who often challenges house rules. One evening, after yet another argument, Robert reflects on his approach. He realizes his frustration stems not from Jason's behavior alone, but from his attachment to being seen as the sole authority figure. Inspired by the principle of letting go, Robert shifts his mindset. Instead of demanding compliance, he sits down with Jason and says, "I want to understand your perspective. Let's find a solution together." This act of releasing control transforms their relationship, fostering respect based on understanding rather than authority. Letting go doesn't mean abandoning responsibilities or relationships. Rather, it means releasing the emotional weight that prevents growth and clarity. Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, "Receive without pride, let go without attachment." Meditations, Book 8. This principle reminds us that clinging to external validations or outcomes only hinders our ability to act with purpose. For example, Sarah, an ambitious professional, learns to let go of her fear of criticism during a high-stakes project. By focusing on doing her best instead of seeking approval, she earns admiration from her team for her courage and dedication. In practical terms, letting go begins with self-awareness. Ask yourself, am I holding on to something that no longer serves me? If the answer is yes, consider reframing your perspective. For instance, rather than viewing a failed relationship as a loss, see it as a learning experience. Practice mindfulness to stay present and detach from the need to control every outcome. Over time, this habit strengthens your resilience and radiates a sense of calm and confidence that others naturally respect. Ultimately, letting go is about prioritizing what you can control, your actions, mindset, and values, and releasing what you cannot. It is an act of courage, enabling you to navigate life with grace and purpose. By letting go, you earn respect through the strength to rise above attachment and focus on what truly matters. 9. Gratitude. Imagine Claire, a hard-working manager who spends her days meeting deadlines and solving problems. Despite her success, Claire often feels unappreciated, caught up in the endless demands of work and life. She begins to grow resentful, thinking, "No one sees how much I do." One day, a small act changes her perspective. A colleague thanks her for mentoring them, and Claire realizes how powerful gratitude can be, not only in fostering respect, but also in reshaping her outlook on life. Gratitude is a transformative Stoic practice that shifts focus from what's lacking to what's abundant. Epictetus wrote, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." Discourses. When you cultivate gratitude, you not only improve your own mindset, but also inspire respect and positivity in others. People naturally respect those who recognize and appreciate the good around them. Claire decides to embrace gratitude more intentionally. She starts by reflecting on the efforts of her team, thanking them for their contributions during meetings. The impact is immediate. Her team feels valued, their morale improves, and their respect for Claire grows. Gratitude, Claire learns, is a powerful tool for building stronger connections and creating a positive environment. Gratitude extends beyond work. It's equally powerful in personal relationships. Think of Robert, who often felt his wife overlooked his efforts at home. Instead of harboring resentment, he chooses a new approach, expressing gratitude for the things she does, like preparing meals or managing their children's schedules. Over time, this small habit of gratitude creates a ripple effect. His wife begins to mirror his behavior, expressing her appreciation for Robert's support. Their relationship transforms into one built on mutual recognition and respect. To practice gratitude, start by acknowledging the efforts of those around you. A simple thank you to a colleague, friend, or partner can go a long way. Next, take time daily to reflect on what you're grateful for, whether it's a kind word, a small achievement, or simply the opportunity to grow. Gratitude journals are an excellent way to make this reflection a habit. Finally, express your gratitude openly and sincerely. People respect authenticity, and heartfelt appreciation strengthens bonds. Gratitude isn't just about saying thank you. It's a way of living that shifts your focus from frustration to fulfillment, from taking things for granted to recognizing their value. Claire's newfound practice of gratitude revitalizes her relationships at work, while Robert's small acts of appreciation deepen his bond with his wife. When you practice gratitude consistently, you create an environment of mutual respect, positivity, and growth. In the words of Seneca, nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart. Letters to Lucilius. Gratitude helps us build stronger connections and foster mutual respect. But maintaining those connections often requires looking inward. That's where self-reflection becomes essential. 10. Self-reflection. Imagine Ethan, a dedicated teacher who prides himself on his knowledge and skills. One day a student tells him, "You're great, but sometimes you don't really listen to us." At first, Ethan feels defensive, but as he reflects later, he realizes there's truth in the comment. He recalls moments when he dismissed students' concerns without giving them proper attention. This realization sparks a journey of self-reflection, a powerful Stoic practice that allows individuals to learn, grow, and ultimately earn deeper respect from others. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if you will ever dig." Meditations. Self-reflection is about looking inward to examine your actions, thoughts, and motives. It's a practice of accountability that builds character and fosters respect by showing that you are willing to learn and improve. Ethan begins incorporating daily self-reflection into his routine. At the end of each day, he asks himself, "Did I truly listen to my students today? Did I act in alignment with my values?" Over time, he notices patterns of behavior he wants to change. For example, he starts making a conscious effort to pause, ask follow-up questions, and engage more meaningfully with his students' ideas. This small yet intentional shift earns him their admiration and trust. Self-reflection also plays a crucial role in personal relationships. Think of Lily, who often argues with her partner, assuming she's always in the right. One evening, she takes a moment to reflect after a heated disagreement. She asks herself, "Could I have approached this differently? Was I really listening, or was I too focused on proving my point?" This honest self-assessment helps Lily recognize her own flaws and communicate more effectively with her partner, strengthening their relationship. To practice self-reflection, create a consistent routine. Set aside time each evening to review your day, what went well, what didn't, and what lessons you can take forward. Journaling can help clarify your thoughts and track your progress. Additionally, seek feedback from those you trust, like a friend or mentor, to gain perspectives you might overlook. Self-reflection isn't about dwelling on mistakes. It's about learning from them and growing stronger. Ethan's commitment to listening transforms his classroom dynamics, while Lily's introspection deepens her bond with her partner. When you regularly examine your actions and strive for growth, you demonstrate humility, accountability, and resilience. These qualities not only build self-respect, but inspire admiration and trust from others. The journey inward is, ultimately, the path outward to earning lasting respect. Self-reflection helps us align our actions with our values, but how do we stay composed when emotions run high? That's where emotional mastery becomes critical. 11. Emotional mastery. Picture Rachel, a manager who prides herself on being decisive. During a team meeting, a colleague criticizes her approach to a project. Rachel, caught off guard, reacts sharply, saying, "If you think you can do better, be my guest." The room falls silent, and Rachel immediately feels regret. Her reaction, driven by frustration, damages her credibility and the team's trust. Emotional mastery, a cornerstone of Stoicism, offers a way to navigate such moments with grace and self-control. Epictetus advises, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Discourses. Emotional mastery is the ability to pause, assess, and choose your response, rather than letting emotions dictate your actions. This practice not only protects your self-respect, but also earns the respect of others who admire your composure in challenging situations. Rachel decides to work on mastering her emotions. The next time she faces criticism, she takes a deep breath before responding. Instead of reacting defensively, she says, "I appreciate your feedback. Let's explore how we can improve together." This simple yet powerful response shifts the conversation from conflict to collaboration, reinforcing her credibility as a leader. Emotional mastery extends beyond work. In personal relationships, it's the ability to pause before saying something hurtful in an argument. Think of Adam, who often struggles with anger when his teenage daughter breaks house rules. One evening, instead of yelling, he takes a moment to calm down, then approaches her with understanding. "I'm upset because I care about your safety. Let's talk about how we can prevent this from happening again." His restraint not only preserves their relationship, but also earns his daughter's respect. To cultivate emotional mastery, begin with mindfulness. Notice when emotions start to rise, and practice techniques like deep breathing to regain control. Develop the habit of pausing before responding, asking yourself, "Will this reaction align with my values?" Finally, reflect on situations where your emotions got the better of you and identify ways to improve next time. Rachel's composure rebuilds trust with her team, while Adam's calm approach strengthens his bond with his daughter. Emotional mastery isn't about suppressing feelings, it's about channeling them constructively. When you master your emotions, you command respect, not by demanding it, but by demonstrating strength, clarity, and wisdom in every interaction. Emotional mastery helps us respond with strength and composure, but how do we turn these lessons into consistent, meaningful actions? The answer lies in purposeful action. 12. Purposeful action. This is it, the final and most crucial lesson. Purposeful action ties together everything we've learned about earning respect through self-awareness, emotional mastery, compassion, and humility. Without action, even the most profound insights remain only as thoughts. Purposeful action transforms these lessons into a way of life, ensuring that the respect you build is not fleeting, but enduring. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Stop debating what it means to live a good life. Instead, live it." Meditations. This final lesson reminds us that respect isn't earned through words or intentions alone. It's solidified through consistent and meaningful actions that align with your values. Imagine Alex, a manager inspired by these Stoic teachings, who recognizes the need to turn his values into daily practices. He starts small, showing up prepared for meetings, actively listening to his team, and following through on promises. Over time, his actions speak louder than any words, transforming him into a leader his team genuinely respects and admires. Purposeful action, as Alex learns, builds credibility and trust over time. In personal relationships, purposeful action is equally vital. Think of Emma, who often told her family she valued their time but rarely set aside her phone during dinner. Inspired by this final lesson, Emma decides to fully commit to her values. She creates boundaries for work, dedicates quality time to her loved ones, and ensures her actions consistently reflect her priorities. Her family not only feels more connected to her, but also respects her for making the effort to bridge the gap between her words and deeds. Living purposefully starts with clarity. Reflect on the values that matter most to you and ask, am I acting in a way that aligns with these principles? Set achievable goals that reflect your priorities, whether in work, relationships, or personal growth. Review your actions regularly to ensure consistency, and don't be afraid to adjust your approach when you fall short. This final lesson serves as both a conclusion and a call to action. The Stoic journey doesn't end with understanding, it begins with applying. Alex's leadership transforms his workplace, and Emma's actions rekindle bonds with her family, but the real change comes from living these principles every day. As this video concludes, let these lessons guide you forward. Respect is not demanded, it's earned through action. By embodying the principles we've explored, you'll not only command respect from others, but also develop the self-respect that anchors a meaningful life. The journey doesn't end here. It's just the beginning of a life lived with purpose and intention. The timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus continues to inspire us to live with strength, purpose, and integrity. Their teachings remind us that respect, whether from ourselves or others, is earned not through demand, but through thoughtful action, emotional mastery, and unwavering alignment with our values. Over these 12 lessons, we've explored how Stoic principles can transform the way we approach life, relationships, and challenges, helping us build unshakable self-respect and meaningful connections. Which of these lessons resonated most with you? Have you already begun applying Stoic principles in your life, or is there one specific lesson you're excited to start with? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your perspective and insights. If you found value in this video, make sure to hit the like button, share it with others who might benefit from these lessons, and subscribe to our channel for more transformative insights. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss an update. Check out the next video displayed here to continue your journey into the life-changing world of Stoicism. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.